A few days ago, I got this Gamma roaming, Gamma Elephage, off of my first pity inside of the Haunted Village event, and I'm going to be showing you guys something today that is definitely going to want to make you hunt, and you might even get your first ever Gamma roaming by playing this event. No joke. In this video, we're going to be talking about the insane boosted roaming odds of this event, as well as just all of the stuff that you can get Gamma and Gleaming. If you guys do enjoy this video, go down there, like, subscribe, let's get straight into it. Alrighty, so starting off, this event has the single biggest event spawn table I think I have ever seen in my entire time playing Loomian Legacy, okay? So, obviously for the roamings, we have Dusket, Ikazane, Protagon, Mutagon, Cephalops, Elephage, Dakuda, Glissadia, and Arceros. Then we have the event roamings being Metronet, Nevermare, Gargolem, Odiaga, and the Skeleton Akalos. And that is just, of course, the roaming table. Now let's, of course, get on to the other stuff, which include Cryocub, Mistlebud, Volpup, Spirivi, and Miriyami. Alrighty, so if you didn't know, this year Loomian Legacy's roaming table is split very interesting, and it is something that, again, you have to understand about how hunting works in order to obviously, see how, useful this entire event is. So, of course, the first column is going to be Dusket and all of the other mainline story roamings, then it is going to be Metronet, then it is going to be Nevermare and Gargolem, then it is going to be Odiaga, and finally it is going to be Akalos. Now, again, essentially what this is going to do is roll through all of these different encounter tables, and if it doesn't hit on one, then it goes to the next, and then the next, and then the next. So what you have to understand here is, again, all of these, roamings and stuff are split this year, and what it's doing is that it is going through each of these roaming, little, like, sections, and it is spinning a hypothetical wheel, right? So imagine just a big pie chart wheel that has 1,024 different options on it, and you want the number 1. So the first, thing goes and it spins and it gets 689, right? So, obviously, that's not going to get you anything. The next one is going to spin, and it's going to get you 482. That's not anything. Then 387, then 289, and then finally, you do your Akalos spin. Hey, look at that. Out of the 1,024 chances, you get a 1. Right? And that means you get an encounter with Akalos. Now, any of those other things could have been 1, and if they were 1, then it would have given you that encounter instead. But obviously, let's just say as well, for the sake of this, that the Akalos you didn't get, right? So what it's going to do then is it's going to go into the next, category of stuff, which is basically all of the other event spawns, and that includes, your Miriyamis, your Volpups, your Spirivis, your, Mistlebuds, Cryocubs, all of that stuff, right? And that also factors in, other things like Vari, Purimind, etc. Now, if you don't get any of those Loomians, well, essentially, it is just going to give you a regular spawn. That is basically how hunting works. Alright, so what the heck does this even mean? Well, basically, every single time that you do an encounter, it is running a check for every single one of the Loomians that I just mentioned. Meaning that you have, like, over 20 different checks that you are running through every single time that you are doing an encounter. And obviously, if you have stuff like Roaming Boost on, then that means you are going to be getting a 1 in 128 chance to get a roaming every single time that you are doing this encounter, right? However, since all of the roamings are split this year, technically you have a 1 in 25-ish chance, because again, you are doing 5 different checks, and look at that, a Nevermare literally on screen right now. But again, you are doing 5 separate checks for a roaming. You are doing the 1 in 128 thing 5 different times, and it is basically, again, a 1 in 25.5 chance for every single time that you do an encounter with Roaming Boost to get a roaming. And like I said, if you don't get a roaming, then you're probably going to be getting something else, whether that be a Halloween Mistlebud, whether that be a Halloween Cryocub, or literally just whatever else, okay? So what, again, I'm getting at with this entire thing is that this is the best time to hunt in Loomian Legacy. There is so many different roamings and so many different things that you can get out of this event that you are literally bound to get something rare. Like, I mean, I've been checking my Twitter all day, and I have seen so many people who have never gotten a gleaming or gamma roaming out of any event finally start to get some of their first ones just off of this specific event alone. And within the first couple days of this event, I mean, gamma secret ability duskets have been found, rainbow wisp protagons have been found, like all of this stuff that is super rare, you know, 1 in millions and millions of chances, are being found almost every single day right now. And hey, maybe you need more convincing, and honestly, I really don't blame you. I mean, all of this sounds too good to be true, you know, all of these roamings having, you know, different tables and all of these other spawns, like, again, it sounds so good, and it is. I did an hour straight of hunting, and I documented every single time that I found a roaming, and out of the entire, you know, hour-long hunt, I found 7 roamings, and out of all of these roamings, I found, in order, Metronet, Gargolem, Metronet, Elephage, Gargolem, Protagon, and Dusket. And again, that was out of an hour straight of hunting. So if you kind of assume that, you know, maybe you find 6 roamings every single hour, that means if you do maybe about 10 hours of hunting, you're going to be getting 60 roamings. And out of all of those 60 roamings, obviously, that means that you basically have a 1 in 10 chance that any one of those 60 roamings is going to be a gamma. And out of all of that, you know, hey, we can divide that by 5. Alright, then that means it is a 1 out of 2 chance for it to be a gleaming. Again, that is assuming if you do 10 hours of hunting, and that is also, of course, if the statistics, you know, go in your favor. Obviously, RNG is, at the end of the day, a random number generator. Nothing is 100% assured, but probability says that you are likely to get one. And again, this doesn't even factor in all of these stuff with Missile Bud, Cryo Cub, you know, Pyramine, Vari, like any of those other things. Again, those all still fall into the table, so where you're not getting a roaming off of an encounter, you are still rolling that same little spot to get a Vari, to get a Cryo Cub reskin, to get a Missile Bud reskin. Again, all of this stuff right here, you are having the capability to get out of doing these spawns. And with Loomian Legacy, you know, obviously having their event, they are going to have, you know, the boost bundle and all that stuff, which the boost bundle is going to get you 25 tokens and an ace disc, all for just 300 Robux. If you don't know how to get it, again, go into here and you can see at the bottom right here, 25 boost tokens and 1 ace disc, all for 300 Robux. You're saving 40% on that. And as well, you can, of course, get free boost tokens every single day if you go to the Haunted Village Tricky Treat Exchange. As you can see right here, daily boost token available. You can go get that, stock up on some, and then do more hunting. But even without boost tokens and stuff like that, I still would recommend for the first time ever that if you're a free-to-play player, this is still a great event to do hunting in. Because again, you are still likely to get maybe something out of this event. But yeah, guys, I hope obviously, you know, this kind of put into perspective how, you know, hunting and all that stuff works inside of Loomian Legacy, and gives you a reason to get out there and get your first gamma roaming, get your first gleaming roaming, okay? You know, again, go out there, do your hunts and all that stuff. I know hunting is very boring at the end of the day, but if you want something, I would say now is the perfect time to do it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts about all of this stuff down in the comments below. Have you found anything, obviously, out of this event? Let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.